what we should do is we should probably take this time right now to, of course, listen to Seb Gorka, who apparently has... Seb Gorka apparently still has a radio show, and he is still trying to deal with hostile callers. Oh, look. It is par for the course. It should go without saying that when you do a radio show, when you do any type of public presentation, you're going to get, sometimes hostile calls. You got to learn to be able to handle it. Not have yourself completely break down.
If you handle them right, you can turn them into YouTube content and make more money on top of them.
It's true. There's no reason to be to get so upset about these things, but Seb Gorka just can't seem to not have a meltdown. Let's play this thing.
334-6752. Best part of the show is you, Jason.
Oh, he's so excited.
Idaho, line 3.
Hey, Mr. Gorka, thank you for taking my call. I'm excited. Love your voice on the radio. Radio was meant for you, sir.
That's very kind. You've got some pipes yourself.
Oh, that's nice. Nothing compared to you, though. I feel like if you're having a debate with some liberal, you could just start talking and they'd start shaking in their boots.
Yeah, they usually end up as little puddles on the floor. But thanks for calling, Jason. Share. You've got 60 seconds. Share your wisdom.
Well, my favorite magazine just did a little feature on you saying you were the top journalist of this year, and I was really excited, and I wasn't sure if you were aware of that yet.
No. What is this that you are talking of?
It's called Dipshit Magazine.
Oh, you're one of those. This is the definition of a coward. I love it how they lie. I'll talk to Jason offline. This is Sebastian Gorka. Oh, he's dropped off. What does that mean? What does that mean, Jason, that you dropped off?
It means
mean
he's
you're a
done.
little girl? I think it does mean you're a little girl. You're a sad little coward. But you know what? It's a great metric when they actually spend their time listening to this show. What does it mean? It means we're winning. Oh, I love it so much.
Love it.
It means they're done owning you.
I love it. I love it so much. I'll tell you something. I don't know if the caller was in fact a little girl, but I can tell you that if my daughter was to do something like that, the pride I would feel would be inexplicable.
Also, the mimicry skills would be incredible. If a little girl could completely modulate her voice like that, that would be amazing.
She sounded like an I don't know, a 30-year-old man.
Yeah. I would love in the sketch version, though, like, nothing bothers you. In fact, of course, if some idiot calls up and says, like, oh, I'd like to debate the idea of having water treatment facilities, you're like, great, let's take 45 minutes and talk about this nonsense. But if somebody called up and they were just like, Sam, you were rated best progressive talker by a magazine I read. And you're like, oh, really? Brendan, did you know about this? Yeah, Dipshit Magazine. You go, oh, fuck you! And that's like when you finally lose your mind. You're a scared little girl. Don't you come to the Gowanus and say that to my face.
You coward.
You coward.
You coward.
I can say it was not, in fact, a girl that was pranking Gorka. It was actually Chris James, a Canadian comedian and host of Not Even a Show, which is currently my favorite YouTube show.
He just butters him up.
Keeps nailing Gorka over and over again.
I just love it.
And Gorka wants the opportunity to keep him on the line so he can threaten him. That's what it is, right?
Oh, totally. Yes.
And frankly, keeping him on the line and hearing what Gorka would say would also be worthwhile, it seems to me.
Yeah, well, last time, if you remember, he did the thing where he talked about how he had this liberal sister that thought Gorka looked like he had bad breath and was a bootlicker.
Do you remember what would be really funny, actually? I can't go into the whole... Do you remember when Your Kickstarter Sucks guys? They did this whole elaborate prank where they had a fake Facebook post where they said that their cousin owned a restaurant and their cousin hated Trump voters. So what they were doing is that when Trump voters came in and ordered a meal, they were putting the chicken or whatever, like the meat on the floor before they cooked it. It was like the most nonsensical, like but of course,
it was written as if like, so, hey, I got an uncle that works for this restaurant.
Right.
And he was telling me about this thing they do to Trump voters where they put the chicken on the floor before they serve it to
and
them.
of course, like Trump voters who read this, not considering like, how would the restaurant know? You mean you put it on the floor? Like, what are you talking about? But instead they called and they got these enraged phone calls. And I remember the best one was this guy's like, I'm going to report you to like, to some health authority. And the guy's like, ooh, yeah, that would be super unhelpful if you did that. Because, I mean, we're trying to run a restaurant here.
Actually,
it would be funny if they did that with Gorka.
Chris James has some relation to the York Star Sucks guys. They are Twitch together, I think, on the Go Off Kings. I might be getting that wrong, but I think there's some
cool.
relation there.
Well, good stuff.